It's a beautiful day in the desert, Mesa, Arizona. Cactus League Baseball from Sloan Park. It's the Royals and the Chicago Cubs. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Pizziak. This is Rex Hudler. And today, Royals fans will see the young man who will pitch opening day for Kansas City on March 29th. That is Danny Duffy, the left-hander. And he's no longer a young lefty. He is a veteran out there, Hud.
Believe it, Fizz. The one thing that Ned wants is for him to win 20 games and win a Cy Young. Now, what do they expect from him? Look, they want him to stay healthy and lead that staff in that #1 spot like he is.
And he has excellent stuff with that fastball, slider, and changeup as well.
That's great, Fizz. You know what? As long as he can command that fastball, get ahead of hitters, and finish them off, his 3 pitches we saw in the past are brilliant pitches. He's trying to get them done. Had a rough outing his last time, but that's spring training outing. Who cares? He's healthy, and he's ready to go.
The Cubs will counter with Tyler Chatwood. Again, it is a beautiful afternoon in Mesa, Arizona. We'll come back with the first pitch right after this. Kansas City is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. We come to you from the state of Arizona, Cactus League Baseball. The Royals and the Chicago Cubs, and Kansas City's offense has been red hot. Their last 6 games hitting .349 with 15 doubles and 17 home runs. John Jay will lead things off. Then Cheslor Cuthbert. Then Mike Moustakas, who belted his first home run of spring training yesterday. Frank Schwindel has been on fire. Then Gordon, Soler, Goins, Butera, and Humberto Arteaga. And on the mound for Chicago will be the 6-foot veteran right-hander Tyler Chatwood, coming over from the Colorado Rockies, and he'll be part of their 5-man rotation.
That's right, Fizz. This is a young man here. He's got a nice fastball. Last year, he recorded a career-high 120 strikeouts. I mean, look, this young man here, he's going to be digging himself in that Cubs uniform, towing the slab now this afternoon here. It's a beautiful day, Fizz. Can you believe it? Look at all the royal blue and Cub blue. It's
And
all
how
the
about
same.
that young man who helped the Royals to the World Championship in 2015 and then the Cubs to the World Championship in 2016? Ben Zobrist starting at second base.
Back-to-back World Series champion. Are you kidding? That's never been done, Fizz. Well, it might happen, not by many, with different teams.
He is a veteran who will be bouncing around. They do not expect him to start, but to be able to play every position, whether it's first, second, third, short, left, or right field. Ben Zobrist will find some time.
I had a chance to talk to him before the game, as a matter of fact, Fizz. And I had my briefcase down there with me because the minute I got out of my car, I went down on the field, and he goes, "Where's your ring?" Ben Zobrist, and I ran to my bag. It was in my bag. I got it out, and I put it on and go, "Thank you for my ring. I didn't do anything, but you did." And he laughed, and the coaching staff all around the Cub coaching staff, they gathered around. They looked at the ring, and we all thanked Ben Zobrist.
Well, Ben Zobrist had a teammate last year with the Cubs who's now with the Royals, and that man is coming to home plate in John Jay, who is expected to be the Royals' leadoff hitter this year. And he had a fine season last year with Chicago, hitting over 290 with a 370 on-base percentage, 374 to be absolutely accurate. So here is John Jay hitting 368 this spring, 296 last year with the Cubs. And he takes his strike from Chatwood, and the count is 0-2.
Yep, John Jay brings a very nice career 350 on-base percentage. One of the reasons why Ned loves the fact that he's in that leadoff spot. You want a guy selective who can get on base with a walk or a knock.
And he fouls it back, and he was the Cubs leadoff man 53 times last year. He had a lot of experience not only with Chicago but in the past as a leadoff hitter with the St. Louis Cardinals.
That's right. But I like what he's doing in his approach, talking with Terry Bradshaw about him. Choking up a little bit on the bat there. You see that? He's not trying to hit the ball to the park. He wants to get on base.
Check swing, but they say he went, so John Jay will strike out. Chatwood has always shown very good stuff. He was the Angels' second-round pick in 2008 out of Redlands East High School and made his major league debut just 3 years later. Traded to Colorado in 11.
Had 25 starts, 8 relief appearances. But you know what? He's a guy there that not overpowering. He's not real big in stature. 180 pounds, you know, not real tall, but has a funky delivery. Hides the ball pretty well. Watch his throwing arm. He kind of takes the ball out of his glove a little awkwardly there. And sometimes taking the hitter a couple times to face him before he can figure out that release point.
Yeah, control has always been a problem. He had 77 walks last year and only 147 and 2/3 innings. But he has good stuff, as you see, a lot of swings and misses.
Yeah, he's got the 4 pitches, basic fastball, slider, change, curve.
Talking to hitters, they say late life on his fastball.
Yep. Good slider. Got to shake hands with Cuthbert today, you know, and he's a strong young man. He keeps getting stronger. You know, and as his years go on, he gets more comfortable. He showed me his new Rawlings glove.
He rolls that one to deep short, backhanded by the shortstop. They don't have a chance to get Chesler, and he'll have an infield hit. Javier Baez is playing shortstop today. He's normally their second baseman, but Addison Russell getting the day off.
Yeah, but Baez, he certainly could play there every day if they needed him to. He's got brilliant hands, tremendous arm. Yeah, that was just a great, a well-placed bouncer there by Chesler. Anyway, Cuthbert, he's got one of the nicest smiles out there, that's for sure. He's a happy young man. He's got a new addition to his family, little baby boy, and he's moving forward. He says he's looking for a huge year this year, and they want to win.
Well, here is Moose, and boy, did he look smooth yesterday with a line drive base hit in the first. Second time up, launched a home run to right.
Let's take a look at this homer he hit yesterday, Fizz. It was a beauty, too. Now, there was several hit in game 1. There it was, nice and easy. He knew it right away. But just a good, easy swing. You know, he took a couple of swings to the opposite field. I mean, you know, this is spring training. They don't count. Not any numbers count. So you just want to go out there and just try to hit the ball hard. You're not looking for huge results.
And Rex, he's 29 years old now. In the past, he might have hit second, sometimes fifth or sixth, but I see him possibly hitting that 3 spot. He's a very good hitter.
Well, sure he is. He's proven himself.
I mean, we might be looking at John J. Whit Merrifield and then Mike Moustakas in that opening day lineup against James Shields and the Chicago White Sox.
Ain't a thing wrong. Excuse me. Ain't a thing wrong with that lineup, Fizz. That top part, anyway.
Tried to get him to chase a high fastball away, but Mike picked it up early.
Can I say ain't in the spring training game?
What was it that Dizzy Dean said? A lot of people that ain't saying ain't eating.
But ain't working. Let's believe it. All right, let's see what Moose can do here to find a gap.
And he chases off-speed pitch in the dirt and strikes out. So Chatwood with a couple of strikeouts thus far in this first inning.
Yep, barely 6 feet tall. You know, sometimes when you're facing a pitcher that's short like that, you know, that ball comes out in a lower angle, and it's a little bit hard to pick up. Now, he's thumbing early. He's not trying to challenge guys with fastballs. He's working on his secondary pitches.
Well, here is Frank Schwindel. You see those numbers last year at AAA Omaha. Not only 17 home runs, but 23 in the minor leagues, and he blasts one to deep center field. That's a way back, and that one is gone. And Schwindel stays hot.
5th home run, Fizz. Who is this guy?
Frank and Ryan O'Hearn have been on fire this week.
That young man rounded first base, and he pumped his right fist like it was a postseason homer. Look at that pass. Good swing. Wow, you could tell by the sound. And it just was tattered and battered and ran Albert Almora Jr. into the wall there. Pretty good. Look at him. He's pumped.
He had a very slow start first couple of weeks, but this last week, and Rex, they have not just been home runs that barely cleared the fence. They have been long, mammoth shots. He almost hit the scoreboard and surprised the other day.
That ball, that was not walking. Dead center. Nice breeze blowing to center, but, you know, that ball was well struck. I'm not so sure he needed any wind there.
Now Alex Gordon, who's trying to end an 0 for 24 slide that he's been in. The Royals take the early 2-0 lead. I mean, offensively, that's 18 home runs in their last 6+ games. And Gordon strikes out swinging, so 3 strikeouts in the inning. But Frank Schwindel, man, check out this swing.
Oh, man, is he strong.
5th home run in Cactus League play. Wendell goes deep, and the Royals take a 2-0 lead early in this one. Let's check out the Cubs starting lineup. Ben Zobrist will lead things up. Then Baez and Contreras and Schwarber. And now Mora, La Stella, Navarro, Borges. And they're having their pitcher Tyler Chatwood hit as well. Danny Duffy will make the start. He has a 9.35 ERA, but that's only because of that last start against Oakland when he gave up 7 runs in 3 2/3 innings. And he had a 9-game winner last year.
Was that in the first inning?
He gave up 2 home runs in the first inning, and there's a base hit to left field by Zobrist. How about the Royals defensively, Hud?
Yep. Check them out. A few guys got the days off today, but it's good to see Cuthbert back out there. Oh, he loves playing. It's going to be really good. Artiega, shortstop, wearing number 68. Excuse me, he's playing second base. Got a nice glove. Very, very smooth hands. This kid's got a good chance. Jay Soler, Alex Gordon, and Drew Butera is the back catcher.
Danny Duffy now facing Baez, who's hitting .316 this spring. But they've got a very good keystone combination in Baez and Addison Russell, both 25 years or younger. And there's that good off-speed pitch, and Baez way out in front.
Yeah, beautiful. Fastball, changeup, slurvy breaking ball. Duffy. Duffy's in good shape, feels good. I talked to him about the outing that he had. He said, you know what, Hud, in spring training, man, I'm laying some cookies in there. They don't miss them here in spring training.
Baez knocks that one sharply foul and is down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Duffy's a veteran now. He understands spring training. There were some times when he was young. Remember when he was going from the pen to a starter, they weren't sure what to do, and he's going to go out there and hyperventilate. Those are the early days when he was nervous and he was trying to perform magic and throw no hitters in spring training. It's overrated.
Really, 2 years ago was his breakout campaign. Unbelievable start he had in Tampa Bay on August 1st of 16 when he set the Royals record with 16 strikeouts.
Yeah, so it's always great to watch these young players. A career is really short when you think about it compared to a lifespan. But, man, to watch him mature and grow over those quick years, you mature so much in a short amount of time because you learn. Seasons are long. Good throw.
And he takes out the ball boy down the...
That's a ball man, and that hurt.
Soler's just doing his job, but instead of looking up, that security guy's got to sprint out of the way.
I'll say. Dropped it. Yeah, I mean, you know what? He got caught being a spectator. He forgot he was in the playing field. Look at that.
Bam. Ouch.
Oh, no. Oops.
That's painful.
You can't get any stiffer than that, Fizz. He needs to loosen up a little bit.
Get some help from the fans who say,
he went
head
down,
up.
He went down like a ton of bricks.
There's a smash up the middle. Artiega, nice play. And he will get the double play.
Oh, that was nifty. You talked about it, telling me earlier that you've had a chance to watch. The kid's got sweet hands. Watch this. This is looked like an in-betweener there, but the umpire said no catch. He took it himself. Off-balance throw. Very nice.
And the Royals have moved him around second, short, third base. He's a natural shortstop, but wonderful arm, too. And last year he was a Double-A and hit .258. That's always been the minus. Good field. Not much hitting shortstop, but he's been growing and growing in the Royals organization. As we all know, that is a premium. The Royals in 14 and 15, when they went to back-to-back World Series, were the best defensive team in the American League. Swing and a miss by Wilson Contreras. Young catcher with a dynamic beginning already. He had 21 home runs last year and drove in 74. Aired out that fastball a little bit. Duffy had 130 strikeouts last year, 146 and a third innings. Ooh, good pitch by Danny. And a swing and a miss from Contreras. The Royals take a 2-0 lead as Soler took out the security guard. Lead things off for Kansas City. That is Jorge Soler, and he has been hot. This is the home run yesterday, and it got out right now.
Guy counted 1,001, 1,002, gone. 2-second laser liner.
He has 5 home runs this spring, 10 RBIs. And in the playoffs in 2015, he was fantastic for the Cubs. Was 9 for 19 in that 2015 postseason when they were knocked out by the New York Mets, but he had 3 home runs versus the Cardinals and Mets. And there's a strike.
Most right-handed batters, you know, a good breaking ball away from them, they're going to have a hard time with it. But Terry Bradshaw, new hitting coach, said lay off him.
That is high, and that is deep, and Soler has done it again, number 6 this spring, which ties him with Jason Kipnis of the Indians.
Wow, that's a great sign, Fizz. I'm telling you, he's chiseled this year. Worked hard, lost 20 pounds. Heater right there. He didn't even get all of that. He hit it off the end of his bat. Look at that long legs. Look at the extension. Wow, that's a beautiful swing right there. He hit the ball off the end of his bat. Fizz went 400 feet. He acts like I said, he's going to accidentally hit 20, 22.
He had a comment the other day. He said, I want to use my eyes to get behind the baseball, to allow the ball to get deeper. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, you know what? You can't do anything with your great hands and your body until you see the ball first. So when you're up there, you want to get a good look at it. You want to kind of square your head up a little bit towards the pitcher instead of looking across the bridge of your nose. And that's what he means. He wants to get behind the ball and see it first. You have to do that in order to have any contact and have any success.
He also said he wanted to stay back on his load leg.
That's right. You have to keep your weight back in order to go forward. You go back to go forward, but if your weight is in the middle or on your front side, then all you have is your arms to swing with. By staying on your back leg, you got power, and he's got plenty of it.
Ryan Goins with the walk, and now Drew Butera. And it looks like Ryan Goins looks like he may make the club. Now there's still a week to go, but the Royals did send 5 down to the minor league camp today. Sam Gabilio, Miguel Almonte, Trevor Oakes, Cam Gallagher, and also Ramon Torres, who he was in competition with for that backup infield spot.
Well, like we talked a little bit about that yesterday, the experience that Goins has over Torres is way too much to turn down. You can't pass that up. Especially, this is not rebuilding, trying to develop up here year. Dayton said we're trying to win. We're not going to go and develop. If you're trying to develop, you bring Torres up and you let him develop as a utility guy. You, in order to have success at that position, have to have a guy that has some experience, that can sit on the bench a little bit, but can also play. For the Blue Jays last year, Ryan Goins played shortstop. 140 he played 143 games at shortstop because Tulowitzki was out. He made 4 errors all year for his at shortstop. That is amazing. So believe me, this guy, he's a player. They like his versatility.
Royals making a lot of additions during spring training. We talked about Moustakas and Lucas Duda and John Jay, and then Ricky Nolasco for depth in the starting rotation. And of course today the Royals signed Jason Grimm, a right-hander, was with the Cubs last year, 50 games, 5.5 ERA. But what the Royals are interested in, you see that stat at the bottom, 9.6 strikeouts per 9 innings. Is excellent stuff. We were talking with scouts down in the media lounge today, and they thought that was a tremendous addition by Dayton Moore. And there's a line drive base hit up the middle, and Arteaga continues his fine hitting. Racing to third is Goins, who will make it safely.
Exactly what you want him to do. Look where that pitch was, located on the inside part of the plate. Here's a young man that has an idea. To how to hit in a certain situation. 1 out, see what you can do to get the runner to third base. Now you have the opportunity to hit him, knock him home with a sacrifice fly or better, higher percentage. Nice swing.
John Jay up for the second time, struck out swinging against Chatwood on a check swing appeal. First pitch inside. Contreras has a fine arm, and we've seen that a lot from the Royals catcher Salvador Perez. When a ball is low and inside with a left-handed batter, that base runner can't necessarily see him fire that ball to first base.
Yep.
Goes right behind the hitter. And that ball gets away and hits John Jay in the foot. So the bases are going to be loaded. Looks like Chatwood's having trouble with that off-speed pitch. A couple of breaking balls have been hammered out for home runs. And now this, he just yanked into the left-handed batter.
Yep. Hit his shin guard, though. Didn't hurt Jay at all. It's nice. Now right here, early. Look middle to right field with your swing. Don't try to pull him. Go with it and hit a bomb. A little bit up and away.
Even though the bases are loaded, Dale Swaim was wanting this team, who's our bench coach, to be more aware of situational hitting. And just like you talked about, think opposite field, right field.
Right now, early, and that'll let you wait on the ball and let the ball travel deep. That's what hitters say. Let it travel deep towards the catcher's glove.
It's hit sharply, but it looks like a 5-4-3. They've got 1 and 2. But the Royals get a run on Jorge Soler's 6th home run this spring. Soler with another home run. The Royals have been on fire in the power department this entire week. The last 7 games, the Royals have now hit 19 home runs. How about this? The last 6 games before today, they had 151 total bases. Slow it down. Let's start on March 29th.
Well, this is just now our 7th year in the Royals broadcast booth, Fizz, and it's been a lot of fun watching the development and watching the ascension to the top of the mountain and all that great stuff that we've seen.
Kyle Schwarber drops a single to center field.
Some of the spring trainings that we witnessed in those 7 years now, we've seen the Royals tear the cover off the ball. They've always had good offensive springs. But you know, everything gets equalized once the bell rings. The bell rings, you go up north, it gets cold, and typically the way baseball is everything slows down. Pitching dominates hitting, usually for the first few weeks of the season until hitters get their timing. But it's always good to have a solid spring training. There's nothing wrong with that. You'd rather have a good one than a bad one.
Well, particularly for guys who are coming off rough years. There's a ground ball base hit up the middle by Albert Almora. And racing the round to third will be Schwarber, who is on the move.
The ball's just elevated out over the plate, and that's exactly what hitters are looking for. They're looking for something they can get the bat on.
Well, now in the past, you would think Duffy would have the advantage because you've got back-to-back lefties, and Duffy usually dominates lefties. First pitch a little bit high, ball 1. I mean, he had the 8th best batting average versus left-handers last year, Danny Duffy. Opponents left-handers only batted 167. And in his last 11 starts, left-handers were only 5 for 55 against Danny.
And what did he just give up 2 home runs to lefties last year? That's pretty good. No, and he'll be good again against lefties. Like once again, you know, spring training, he's just trying to work on some stuff. He might not pitch the same way against the Cubs when we see them late in the season when they come to the K. But, you know, there's a lot of water is going to go under the bridge by the time that happens. A lot of baseball out there, but pitchers and hitters, they have good memories. But most of them all let spring training go. Nobody ever, after the season's over, get asked by their family or friends, Oh, how was spring training? How'd you do in spring training? So, there you go.
Got my work in.
That's right. But it sure is fun. Nothing better than coming down. Most of them are all-day games. For me, to see the baseball field in the morning with nobody on the diamond, nobody there in the ballpark, to go there and just have the quiet time, to hear the birds chirping, to look at the dew on the grass, you know, and to smell the freshly cut grass, it's just nothing better. For me, it's the greatest feel, the greatest sense in the world. Spring training, especially Arizona. We talked about it yesterday, about the differences between Florida and Arizona, and there's quite differences. The humidity in Arizona is none, but it's very humid in Florida. Here it's dry. Today it's 67. I mean, it's a chilly day. The wind's kind of blowing a little bit, but it's always clear and very dry.
LaStella doesn't bite on the high fastball. The count is 2-2.
I mean, these fields are all manicured nicely.
Beautiful ballpark,
yeah,
brand new park here.
This park here, I've never been here before.
Mesa, Arizona, Sloan Park, home of the Cubs. LaStella just fights it off. Well, Danny will make that opening day start against the White Sox and James Shields, and it'll be the first time that the Royals have had a starting pitcher go back-to-back in starts since James Shields. Danny went last year against the Minnesota Twins and pitched very well. 8 strikeouts, gave up just 1 run. And that is a ball, and now the bases are loaded. Very good at bat by a plate appearance for Tommy LaStella after Danny got him down 1-2. Now another left-hander, and Efren Navarro coming up. Navarro spent last year with the Tigers, where he's their backup first baseman to Miguel Cabrera. Pretty good swing on the first pitch by Duffy. Strike 1.
Yeah, he's sitting on that. Bases loaded. Lots of times that pitcher wants to get that first heater by you. Be ready. He took a big swing.
Duffy would gladly give up a run to get 2 outs. He can keep that ball down. He has Navarro now down 0-2. Danny had a brilliant beginning last year. His first 4 starts had a 1.32 earned run average, won both decisions. Likely it will have one more tune-up before that opening day start against the Sox.
Yeah, it's amazing.
In there, strike 3 call.
Got him, didn't he? Almost looked like it hit him. Trying to get out of the way. Home plate umpire Nick Lentz gave it to him. See, now the reason it looked that way is that Butera was sitting on the outside part of the plate. The ball drifted back in, and he had to reach for it, so it looked like it came in, but it caught the inside part of the plate on the lefty Navarro.
Now the right-hander Borges. He's trying to be a backup in the Cubs outfield, hitting .343, solid spring, 5 home runs.
This situation here is what pitching coaches like to see. Okay, it's not the stuff. Duffy's stuff is there. Maybe his command's not exactly where he wants it to be in spring training, but can he bear down in situations like this? A couple starts ago, we saw Nate Carnes do it. Okay, that was a start that Nate had. When was that? A couple of days ago.
Yes.
Yeah, that was we didn't televise that game, but Nate went out there and he got into some trouble, early in the game, loaded him up, and then he ended up getting out of it without giving up a run. That shows that he's making his pitches when he needs to.
Hit sharply, and it glances off the glove of Arteaga. That would have ended the inning with a double play if he comes up with it. But 2 runs come in on the Borges smash.
And Borges, he could run, so he turned that into a double. Hit so hard. This is just a do or die Olay play right here, and he just couldn't pick it. A little bit too hot. But I would bet that if you ask Humberto Arteaga if he had that again, would he make that play? He says, yeah, I might stay in front of it next time. He kind of got to the side, but really, when that ball's hit that hard, Fizz, you might just try to Olay it.
And there is a bunt try. They hold the runner, they go to first base, and they record the out as Chatwood unable to advance the runners. So the play will go 3-4. And another example of that is what we saw from Eric Skodlin yesterday. First inning, he makes a great pitch, gets a slow roller that's an infield hit. The ball is dropped in the outfield. 3 runs eventually do score. But then he even admitted after the game, I liked the way I fought back. And then he threw 3 shutout innings, and I thought was terrific in innings 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, no doubt. Got him an interview with us.
Oh, and that's all that he was thinking about, too.
Oh, but that's what we were thinking about. It was nice that he would be able to join us afterwards. We could hear from Eric, and but that impressed Cal Eldred more than anything else. The fact that he could stay in the game, keep his head in control, his head in there.
Now you let go of the bat. Ryan Goins with a nice play to throw out Zobrist. But Duffy gives up 2 in the inning. Royals still lead by 1. The exclusive Salvador Perez bobblehead with the purchase of any season ticket purchase. Visit Royals.com/STM for details. Royals with a couple of home runs, long ones. One by Frank Schwindel. 2-run blast over 400 feet to dead center field. And Jorge Soler with his 6th home run this spring to left. Now Mike Moustakas will lead things off, facing Tyler Chatwood. Tyler hails from Fontana, California, and Moose from the Valley. Strike 1.
That don't get me over breaking ball. Another one. That's what he's working on. He's working on secondary pitches today. I could tell from that first couple innings here.
Yeah, he had a solid spring training coming in. 12 strikeouts in 11 innings and an 0.82 ERA. Misses with that pitch. And in his last start, struck out 9 in only 5 innings against the Giants. Was with Colorado last year, 4.69 ERA in 33 games, but the Cubs liked him for a couple of reasons. Moose waves at the off speed and strikes out.
Not one heater.
Well, here is Frank Schwindel.
Let's check it out again. Watch this. Look at that little flamingo leg kick. He picks up, loads up the hips, and then he lets the barrel fly. Like that approach. He's thinking middle away. He got one. And that's what he did. If he's trying to pull that pitch, he's going to pop it up. He's going to be out ahead of it. Excellent job. How about that? 5 of his 8 hits. Really? Homers?
And it seems like the last 5 are all this week. There's a strike. But I was talking about Tyler Chatwood and a couple of reasons the Cubs were interested in him. He had a 2.57 road ERA. I mean, he was playing in mile-high conditions in Coors Field in Colorado, so his home ERA, because of the thin air, he didn't get a lot of drop on the curveball. But they say he has one of the best spin rates on both his fastball and curve of any major leaguer.
Yeah, you know, he's got some excellent secondary pitches. He's not an overpowering type of pitcher, but you're right. When you're pitching in Colorado, it can be difficult to get any break on the ball.
Frank thrown out by Ben Zobrist. 2 down here in the 3rd inning.
Same way here in Arizona because it's so dry. More humidity in Florida. The air's a little bit thicker. You get more bite, more break.
Yeah, it looked like that curveball that he threw Schwindel back in the 1st inning really did nothing. And Frank just exploded on it. Now Gordon. Alex will be defended with 3 infielders on the right side, one lone man on the left.
Alex is experimenting with a lot of stuff. A lot of things. He's in the cage early this morning. I got to the ballpark at 8 o'clock, had to do some interviews and stuff with some guys, and I heard the sound of a ball hitting the bat, or the bat hitting the ball, and I walked around, and there Alex was with Terry Bradshaw in the cage, working off the tee.
Well, Alex answered everything is more work.
Just his approach to the opposite field is not where he wants it at the moment. They're working on him standing up a little more upright, keeping his hands a little bit more loose. Trying to get away from that pull. The same thing that hampered him a little bit last year. See how he's more upright?
He tried to go to the opposite field, but is thrown out here. So we head to the bottom of inning number 3. Here in Mesa, Arizona. Royals by 1. Kansas City is brought to you by Surprise, Arizona and Surprise Stadium, ranked the best spring training facility in the Cactus League by USA Today. And by Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. Danny Duffy back for his third inning of work. A lot of Royals fans coming over to Sloan Park in Mesa today. This is a great vacation spot to come to Arizona because every ballpark is within at least 45 minutes, depending on traffic.
Yep.
This ground ball right to the shortstop. Goins throws out Baez. So we encourage fans to come down to the Midwest to the Surprise area because you have the Royals Rangers playing in the same ballpark, and just down the street you've got Goodyear that has Cincinnati and Cleveland. You've got the White Sox and Dodgers about 10 minutes away.
Yep.
Or Peoria, you got San Diego and Seattle. It's just a lot of fun and a chance to get out of the cold weather.
It's the best place. I love Florida.
To right field, Soler moving towards the line, no security man in his way, and he makes the catch.
Fizz, you know what? Since they eliminated the takeout slides at second base, that's why I kind of got excited when I saw Soler take the security guard out. That's the most contact I've seen on the field in 2 years. I couldn't help it. I got a little pumped up. I was sorry. I hope he didn't.
Well, he went home early to put ice on his back.
He did. I hope he's all right. But I got a little pumped up.
That's why when you go to the ballpark, never take your eye off the ball or the playing field.
I got a feeling that might make a highlight reel somewhere.
Here's Schwarber. He singled and scored. First time up. And this is a young man they think, because of the work he has done in the offseason, can have an outstanding year. Last year, he did not play well when they moved him from the backstop to the outfield, and it suffered offensively. He hit just .211, did belt 30 home runs, but he also struck out 150 times.
Yeah, you know, he's a typical young player. He's got that launch angle with his swing of his bat. He's looking to hit homers, that's for sure. But having to play left field in the big leagues, it's not easy, especially under the scrutinization that goes on here and the way they scout and everything like that. So he's a young player. He's getting better every year. That's all you can ask for. He's got his swings a great bat. That's why he's in there. Powerful. And in Wrigley Field, you've got two elements. Whenever the wind blows in, it's a big ballpark and tough to hit in. When the wind blows out, it's a small ballpark, easy to hit in. So, it's almost two seasons at Wrigley.
So Schwarber on first with 2 out. Almora singled and scored in that 2-run second inning off Duffy.
Duffy looks like he's rushing a little bit. He looks like he's a little bit too fast coming out of his delivery.
Comes right down the middle against Almora, who's hitting .298 last year and .158 this spring. He didn't play every day in center field, but boy, he's a good defensive center fielder. He shared that position with John Jay. Occasionally with Jason Hayward. There are a lot of people who think that Morris should just be out there every day. But how about Danny's delivery?
Yeah, let's check it out. This is from his stretch position here. He's going to go with a slide step. That's when he doesn't lift up his leg. He just slides it. A lot of some lefties or righties, depending on mainly when they're worried about a base stealer, they're going to cut down their time by sliding their foot instead of picking it up, just like he did there.
Well, it got him off balance, and Almora pops it up. Cuthbert chasing it. Oh, and bobbles the ball, and everybody's going to be safe. They go to third. Fine play by Goins to keep that from going down the line. It looked like Butera was going to make the play, and then Cuthbert, who had that collision 2 years ago with Salvador Perez, gave up on it as well.
Well, you hate to see this. Now, this is Arizona again, and Cuthbert, he called off Butera, but then he took his eye off the ball and looked at Butera. When you're coming in, the ball's not hit that high, you can't afford to take your eye off the ball, and that's exactly what happened. Butera had it all the way. Had Cuthbert not said anything, there'd have been an out.
Mora reaches on the air. Should be, this inning should be over. Now LaStella. They send the runner, and Butera's throw. Nope. Goins came off the bag just in case the runner third was thinking about going. So he cut it off. LaStella had a quality plate appearance last time up and walked. Tommy proved to be a good reserve infielder last year, hitting .288 with 5 home runs. Regular starters are Chris Bryant at third base. LaStella is playing today. Russell at short, Baez at second, and Rizzo at first. Danny gets a strike across for a 3-1 count. Just not commanding the ball the last 2 starts like he did earlier in camp. Another strike and a full count.
That's a nice pitch there behind in the count like Duffy was. 3-1 breaking ball for a strike. If you throw it 3-1, why won't you throw it 3-2? Stay with it.
Still to left field, and Gordon lays out and makes a no, they say he trapped it. So the run will score. 2 runs come home, and Chicago takes the lead at 4-3.
Great effort. That ball, that had base hit written all over it. I'm telling Alex. Looks to me like he caught it. Let's see.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just waiting for the umpire to make the call, and the third base umpire. And he said safe. It was a trap. 2 RBI single for LaStella. He's had 2 very good plate appearances against Danny Duffy from the left side, and now Navarro takes strike 1.
If he stays with the breaking ball there, he gets him out. But he threw him a fastball. I thought he might stay with the hook. He hooked him 3-1.
Breaking ball makes it 0-2. Ball gets in the dirt. Estella will scoot to second base.
There's no birds chirping here in this ballpark, Fizz.
I was just thinking about the same thing.
Surprise, you hear birds. I don't know why. Maybe there's too many humans in the ballpark here. I don't know.
I just don't think they have all the wires like they have in Surprise Stadium for the birds to hang out on. They do have the screen. But we'll get back to baseball. We'll talk birds in postgame, okay? Barely off the plate. Now an even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Danny throwing too many pitches for his liking. Next will be the 55th and not yet through 3 innings. Cubs are expected to win the National League Central this year. A lot of veterans still back from that 2016 World Championship team. They have 14 wins this spring. Navarro swings and misses, and Duffy is through 3. He has allowed, though, 4 runs. Royals trail by 1. Cubs have the lead. Jorge Soler went deep for the 6th time this year, tying Jason Kipnis for the most in the American League.
Yeah, the sound of that contact and the crowd will tell you.
And they have been long blasts. And it's been surprising a little bit when you look down at the individual numbers in Cactus League play and see so many Royals at the top of home runs, like Soler with 6, tying Kipnis. O'Hearn with 5. Perez with 5. Frank Schwindel with 5.
How many does O'Hearn have?
He's got 5. And
yeah.
do you know he has 4 home runs in his last 6 at bats?
Wow.
Ryan O'Hearn, and I'm not sure where he'll be starting the year. And there's a smash to left, so Soler stays hot. Good to see. Rex, you know, you were talking a little bit earlier about spring training numbers don't mean anything. But when you're coming off a season like Jorge had last year, he said he was embarrassed about the way he played. He had an injury right at the end of spring training that limited him. When he came back, he didn't perform well, sent down to the minor leagues, did perform well, but he said, quite frankly, I think his spring being positive is important.
It is. And after a season like that, you want to come back and you want to show that you've changed. And plus, you know, all the work he put in. Whenever you have a mindset like he had going into the winter, saying, look, I'm going to make some improvements. And when you work that hard work pays off. So when you get to camp, you expect to do well. You're not saying, well, I hope I do well. No. I put in all that time. I watched my diet. I took care of myself. I'm on a mission. I have a little chip on my shoulder, and it carries right over into spring training. That's what we're seeing.
So there it goes. It's a hit and run. The throw to second base. The ball gets into center field, and Jorge is taking off for third and will make it safely.
Hey, look at the movement. Look at his body. I was talking with Rusty Kuntz today before the game about who looks good on the bases this spring. And he said Jorge Soler, with the weight he's lost, he's been able to maneuver, get better jumps, and he's a much better base runner this spring.
Also defensively, I thought he was below average defensively in the corner outfield spots, but his hard work with Rusty Kuntz and Mitch Meyer have really paid off.
That's right.
Now the infield will draw in halfway with Goins up. Ryan walked his first time up and swings at the breaking ball, misses.
Go, go.
Royals had several players who either had down years or injury-plagued years. And Soler was not only injured, but had a down year offensively in the big leagues. And there is a fly ball struck to left. Should be deep enough. Jorge tags, and here he comes, and this game is tied at 4. Good job by Ryan Goins.
Nicely done. Soler made that happen. He stole him a base. Went on to third base after the wild throw. Fizz, do you like the R on the Royals uniforms in spring training?
In spring training, yes, but I like the traditional KC that we've seen since 1969. I just love that logo. And the R, of course, for the Royals being the American Royal. I used to go to with my folks and family growing up. Tara swings and misses. I mean, Kansas City is a great baseball town when you think of not only the Royals, but the A's, the Blues, and, of course, Kansas City Monarchs. We say this every single year, but if you have not been, or you're coming to the Kansas City area, fans of lovers of baseball should really drop by the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. Great history.
Wouldn't it be great to have Buck O'Neil up here in the booth with us today?
Miss him.
And just have him tell us about what he feels like in spring training. What are some of his memories? What does he like the best about the ambiance of the ballpark
he was
and stuff?
Just such a man of joy.
Yeah, it would be a treat.
His thought was, if you're coming to the ballpark, you better put a smile on your face,
Exactly.
because you get to see the greatest sport of all time. And you'd be smiling with him. It was contagious with Bucko.
Exactly. I'm so glad I got to meet him.
I've been to the Negro Leagues Museum about 10, 11 times, and I learned something new every single time. There's Drew going to right field, and catch is made. 2 out.
Bob Kendrick does such a great job promoting
does.
that museum, and he is such a great spokesman for them. And you know, every time I see him, I just love to hear the stories he has. He shares so many stories. It's almost like speaking to Buck O'Neil.
We'll have another Dress to the Nines day on a Sunday in Kansas City. Proceeds going to the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. Arteaga singled his first time up. Looks like that breaker's working better for Chatwood in the later innings. He does have 5 strikeouts. Struck out the side in the first, but also gave up that home run to Schwindel. Cleared out that fastball too much. Gonzaga did not go. Number 9 batter here. He could be starting at AA Northwest Arkansas again because of the depth at his position. Royals organization. Nicky Lopez could get the call at short in Omaha.
It's a lot of good middle infielders.
And it would be nice to see Nicky in Omaha because he went to Creighton University, a fine baseball school, loves the area, and you would like to see him get time with Escobar re-signed with the Royals organization. A guy like Ryan Goins giving him time to work on his game.
That's right. Remember, Escobar's only signed for 1 year, though.
Right.
So the middle infield is looking pretty good as far as glove work goes. There's not a lot of guys like a Correa that can hit with big power, but there's some really good glove guys.
Now John Jay, he's been on once. He was hit on the right ankle for his last time up.
You know, Fizz, and you know, an Arteaga spot, if he has to go back again and play, sometimes when you go back to the city that you had success in, you get bummed out, but you got to keep your head up and say, hey, I'm going to play my way out of it and play for other teams.
Indeed. Duffy's coming back.
Son.
With the 50th season celebration pack, this package is loaded with gate giveaways, alumni appearances, and special celebrations at the K all season long. Visit Royals.com/celebrate for details. And we'd like to apologize for some of the technical issues we've had. Danny Duffy facing the first batter, and it is Peter Borges. Tried to drop one, but Butera is able to quickly gather it in and throw him out.
Yep, tried to push a bunt.
So one down here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. We are tied at 4. Royals and Chicago Cubs. Kansas City at 12-10-2. The Cubs at 14-8-3 this spring. We're swinging early now, and Chatwood taking a rip, so obviously they want Tyler to come back for that 5th inning. Danny's next offering is swung on and missed. He's just attacking right-handed swinging Tyler Chatwood. He's now down 0-2.
That's what you do when you're pitching to a pitcher in the National League rule. Challenging. Ooh.
Danny comes on his hands, and Chatwood does foul it back.
Yeah, he had a nice swing.
Two-way player at Fontana, California. And Duffy comes set. Another 0-2. A little off the plate.
So, Fizz, you get to do a little radio right now while we have a little technical difficulty there. You can
And
just,
so do you.
well, I'll make sure to get out and when he gets on the slab and he's getting ready to throw it.
Thank you very much. Danny tried to touch that outside corner but barely missed, and now it's a 2-2 count against the opposing pitcher Tyler Chatwood. Danny deals it, swung on and missed. He went after him with a high fastball, so 2 quick outs here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 4 strikeouts by Duffy. Now will face his old teammate from 2015 and Ben Zobrist, who's been on once with a single.
Yeah, I told you, had a little chat with him before the game on the baseball field down there during BP, and
he's just a great story. I mean, a guy who wasn't highly drafted, was thinking about not even playing college baseball, and then did, and then goes to the Houston organization, goes to the Rays, and that's where he first met Joe Madden. There's a chopper up the middle. It'll be cut off by Goins. Quick toss will get Ben, and that will do it for the Chicago Cubs. 4-4 score going to the 5th here in Mesa. Beautiful weather here in Mesa, Arizona. Steve Physiok, Rex Hudler with you. Thank you for being patient. We had a little video technical difficulties. But the 4-4 score, the Royals and Chicago Cubs. Chatwood comes back out for his 5th, and he'll be facing hitters 2, 3, and 4 in Cheslor Cuthbert, Mike Moustakas, and Frank Schwindel.
scoreboard's all lined up. 4 runs apiece, 5 hits for each team, 1 error piece. Good game here.
Now Cheslor Cuthbert, and he swings and drives it high and deep. And that ball is bouncing, 1 hops the fence. It's a ground rule double for Cheslor Cuthbert.
Yeah, that's 360 down the left field line, Fizz, by the way. That's a long way for a left field foul ball. He hit it good, but he hit it off the end. Didn't quite barrel it, but he certainly was on it. And it was a fastball right down there, right down the middle, but 1 hop over the fence.
Yeah, that would have been out at Kauffman Stadium and also Wrigley Field.
That's right.
Now Moose.
At 360 down the right field line as well.
Well, they throw towards second base to pick off Cuthbert, but he dives back safely. Moustakas did not see 1 fastball his last time up and struck out facing Chatwood. Even though Mike looked so sharp yesterday, he said still working on that time and getting it down. He figured he'd need 25 to 30 at-bats for that regular season opener March 29th in Kansas City against the Chicago White Sox, and still good seats available.
Season could start tomorrow. He'd be ready. Kidding me? Moose is swinging a nice bat right now. Now, Chatwood got him his previous at-bat today. He threw him 4 straight off-speed pitches. Moose got himself out, he would tell you.
In the dirt. And with 2 strikes, this is where you really want to be determined to at least get Cuthbert to third.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It would be okay, but when you have a power hitter like Moose, I mean, you could get him over and in with a homer too. So,
but his hands are so good.
Yeah.
Like trying to flip that one into left field, and the shortstop is going to be able to make the play. So 1 down, and Cuthbert having to hold at second. I don't know how many times we saw last year with that shift on for Mike with 2 strikes, adjusting and just kind of taking what the defense gave them and sending it softly into left field for a easy base hit.
He gets a good idea at a certain count, he'll go that way.
Now Schwindel, who had the 400-foot home run to dead center field first time up. Ball 1. Royals with 2 home runs today, one by Frank, the other by Jorge Soler.
Curveball's not working for him like he'd like right now. He made the motion like he wasn't getting on top of it. Gotta get on top of that ball with your fingers and have a nice little break straight down.
Schwindel goes with just the 1 batting glove on his bottom hand. In there, 2-1.
Yep, sometimes like to feel the bat with that top hand. Bottom hand does most of the work.
And very good player at St. John's University. Right center field and deep. And that will be up against the wall. Cuthbert will score, and Schwindel with his 2nd extra base hit of the day. And Hud one's been to center, and that one was well struck to right center field.
You know what? He's letting the ball travel deep, and he just puts a good swing on it. Short and compact, and when you're hot like he is, you've got that natural lift to your swing. Watch him there. You got head position there. Just stayed right down there, stuck it. He waited till that ball got deep on the outside part of the plate, went with it.
Tell you, he's opening up some eyes.
Sure is. I mean, I see 15 to 20 scouts down below us, down the booth here.
Yep.
They're all watching.
And you know, sometimes you go only on athleticism when you're delivering a scouting report, and the Royals did not have a player in the top 100. But Frank Schwindel last year had top 100 numbers, 321 average. He had 43 doubles, 23 home runs, 97 RBIs. The kid can flat hit, but he was only an 18th round draft choice at a St. John's University.
Yeah, but you know what, though? It doesn't really matter. When you get out there and you start showing what you can do, someone's going to give you a chance.
Well, we talked about that with Ben Zobrist. Once he got to Tampa Bay, and he said, I got a call up for about 2 weeks, and then Joe Madden called me and said, Ben, I want you to go down to the minor leagues. I want you to play every single position. And there will come a time where you will thank me because you'll get 10 years in the big leagues. And Ben's thinking, as he told me the story, he goes, all I want is 2 weeks in the big leagues. I wasn't a top pick. I wasn't anybody's prospect. But Joe is right. I learned to play shortstop and left field and second base and first base and wherever they put me. And he's had an excellent career and won 2 world championships.
Yeah, and to finish my story, what I was going to talk about when I talked to him before the game, I asked him, to win back-to-back World Series like that with different teams. I said, it's got to be a great feeling. He goes, yeah. And I said, what about the one in Kansas City? He says, Hud, I get more love from my friends that I met in Kansas City than I have in Chicago. He says, I still get lots of mail from fans in Kansas City. I get a lot of love. And he says he'll never forget it.
Well, you give what you get, and Ben Zobrist has always been a man of service.
He named his child Royal.
Yep. Much like Alex Gordon, a former Fred Hutchison Award winner for his service to our community. And Alex takes strike 3.
Yeah, I could see Alex. He's thinking way too much right now. He's checking his swing and everything. He's kind of having a little hard time.
Now Soler. And he'll take strike 1. Just a little bit low, and it's a ball and a strike. Rex was talking about how Jorge has lost 20 pounds. He's 6'4", 215. Said he's maintained his strength. It's more loose with his swing.
He's going to see a lot of pitchers this year try to pitch him inside because, they don't want a guy with long arms like him to get his hands out there and get his arms extended because he can do a lot of damage. We know that. He can go deep to any part of the park.
And that ball gets away, and that will send Schwindel to third base. Let's check out Jorge's day today.
Yeah, let's see what Jorge's up to. Oh, did he do it again? Absolutely. Look at that. That's off the end, too, by the way. He didn't really barrel that. And this one here, nice. Now, he barreled this one. If he gets under that, that's another homer, but he scalded it. Now, check him out. With that new ability, losing some weight, he's able to be quicker on his feet, steals second, takes advantage of the errant throw, gets to third base, and he ended up scoring. Gotta like what you're seeing from him. Take your base if they don't want to give it to you, if they don't want to pitch to you, and let the next guy do the damage here. 2 out. See if Goins can get a 2 out on Ribby.
Goins with 2 good plate appearances, but time called.
That's Lester Strode. Strolling
Lester
to the
wants
mound.
to talk to Chatwood, who has thrown 85 pitches, and that usually is enough, and they just did peek towards the bullpen.
And now, Lester, he's the bullpen coach during the regular season, but the team split up. Some of the Cubs went to Vegas to play, and so they took their new pitching coach, Jim Hickey, with them. So I talked with Lester a little bit before the game, saw him out in the parking lot. He said, Hud, I'm the pitching coach today. Lester's got a long time in the game. He was an excellent pitcher in his day and been coaching over there with Madden for a few years.
And this year, Major League Baseball trying to speed up the game. We have one mound visit by the coaching staff. Ryan Goins with first and third. Soler was running early in the count last time he was on. He does not go, and Goins pushing it towards short. That's a tough play, but they get Goins by a step. Royals do score one and take a 5-4 lead. Steve Visiak, Greg Sudler with you in Mesa, Arizona. Cactus League Baseball. Kevin Cedergren is producing today. Steve Kurtenbach, our director. And Danny Duffy stays in the game for his 5th inning of work. He has given up 2 earned. Face Baez, Contreras, and Schwarber in the 5th. That ball shot to left field for a base hit. Baez on for the first time. Fans, are you too busy for 81 Royals home games? Build your own 10-game ticket package with special discounts from single game pricing. Visit Royals.com/10-pack for details. Got a packed house today here in Sloan Park.
Yeah, but if you came with your tank top today and your short sleeve, you might get a little chilly. That's a little breeze blowing. It hadn't got to 70 yet today, I don't think. Oh,
that ball exploded on by Wilson Contreras, and that will give the Cubs the lead. For Wilson, his 4th home run this spring.
I mean, this is a no-doubter here. It went way up the berm. Looked to me like it was a changeup. Don't have the miles per hour on the scoreboard. And we don't have it on the screen either, so it's kind of hard to tell between it, but it looked like to me it was a changeup. He was sitting on it, elevated.
Now Schwarber, who's been on twice with a single and a walk. And his next pitch will be his 70th today. Right now it appears to be the Royals rotation would be Duffy to lead things off. In Kennedy, Jason Hamill, Nathan Carnes, and Jake Junis has looked outstanding this spring. Through another fine performance yesterday, gave up 1 earned run in 4 innings, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts.
He pitched the night game. We missed it.
Brian Flynn is warming in the Royals bullpen. But Junis, 1 walk, 14 strikeouts this spring. Whew. Schwarber walks for the second time.
It's too bad we televised a couple more games. Tomorrow's an off day for everybody. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, we get an opportunity to show the product back home to Kansas City.
Cal Eldred wants a visit. He's the Royals' new pitching coach.
Yeah, he might have seen enough. We'll see. Cal is a big family man. He's got a couple of boys that are pitchers. One's in the Royal system. The other's as an Iowa Hawkeye. A couple daughters at home.
Cal was an Iowa Hawkeye as well.
Good guy. Boy, nice, fun to talk to him. Learning all about being a pitching coach. Now he has a great idea about pitching. He's got a lot of experience in this rover and special assistant. But you know, I asked him about his philosophies. What he says, well, most pitchers you would expect pitching coaches. He said, fastball command is what I'm going to preach. Get ahead, strike one. But when you're even in the count, 1-1, you know, what are you confident in throwing? He was telling me. He's got to find out what each guy is like and what their pitch is like. So he's doing a lot of work and a lot of video work. I got in there today, 8 o'clock, to try to get some time with him. He was already in there going over video with Junis and Nate Carnes.
Popped up, foul territory. Schwindel. 1 out.
So much work can be done with the video. We talked a little bit about it in yesterday's game. Hitter, here comes Ned. He's seen enough.
So Danny going 4 in the 3rd innings. Almost at 75 pitches. We talked about it. Likely one more tune-up before opening day when he'll start against the Chicago White Sox at Kauffman Stadium, and a 3:15 start. So Brian Flynn, left-hander, will be coming in to face a couple of lefties in La Stella and Navarro. We'll be right back. Royals trail the Cubs 6-5, and fans, you can reminisce on 50 seasons of Royals baseball with the 50th season celebration pack. This package is loaded with gate giveaways, alumni appearances, and special celebrations at the K all season long. Visit Royals.com/celebrate for details. Brian Flynn with a pretty good move. Very close play at first base. He's having to dive back. Kyle Schwarber, who's not known for his speed and trying to steal bases.
How about the big guy? 6'7", 250. Brian Flynn.
And that chopped to the opposite field. Goins up with it quickly and makes a nice play.
Oh, man, look at that. That's nifty footwork there Goins is showing. How about that?
Yeah, they were sending the runner, so Ryan had to break towards second.
But he dove, and in one split second got to his feet and threw. Watch Goins. Watch him make this play. Watch him land, and then watch him get up. See how he shifted the feet? Beautiful. Didn't have to take a crow hop. Used all arm on that.
Now Navarro. And there is ball one. And Brian Flynn, he is bidding to be a part of that Royals bullpen. Royals don't have many lefties in the pen after trading Scott Alexander and Ryan Buchter. A little bit low.
He's a big, strong guy. You know, he'll go 90 to 94 with a good sinking fastball, slider, curve, change. He's got all four, but there again, there's the bullpen candidates. We showed them to you yesterday. Who's going to step up?
And Justin Grimm added today, or Jason Grimm, I should say.
Yep. I'm going to say that Grimm is pretty much a lock.
Yeah, Justin signed with the ball club today. Was with the Cubs last year. Averages strikeout per inning.
Bullpen's always the last thing to get put together anyway, so there's nothing new there. But there are some new candidates as a few spots open.
And 3 of the 5 that were sent to the minor leagues after yesterday's game were pitchers Miguel Almonte, Sam Gabilio, and Trevor Oakes. But 2 are Rule 5 guys in Birch Smith, who we're expecting to see pitch today, and also Brad Keller, who's been very impressive. He's with the Arizona organization last year. He barely missed outside. Brian, you might remember, missed a large portion of the season due to 2 stints on the disabled list. He did something he will not do again, and that is try and repair the roof to his barn. He fell through the roof and hurt his back. And then when he was finally healthy, he was pitching in August and strained his left groin. He was done for the year. So it was pretty much a washed season. Only pitched 22 games in AAA and 1 in the big leagues. Count 3-2 on Navarro. The ball skips away from Drew, and they're going to send the runner. Butera goes to home plate, and Brian Flynn is got him.
Swarber, how about that? That's a catcher. He's trying to take 2 bases on a wild pitch. Let it go. Drew, good throw. Watch the tag by Flynn. Slapped it on him. He is out.
fifth inning and keeping this game a close one. Royals trail in it after the home run by Wilson Contreras. And now we've got a new pitcher in Steve Cishek. Pitched last year for both Tampa Bay and Seattle. He was really good for the Rays with a 2-1 record and a 1.09 ERA in 26 games, and then went 1-1 with a 3.15 with Seattle. So Cishek will be an important part of that Cubs bullpen.
Sure enough, he's funky too. Watch his delivery here. Sinker slider.
Gets a lot of ground balls with that sinker slider.
Sure does.
Drew Butera's first man of face, and it is low for ball one.
Drew's going, really? Come on, man. That's not fair. He's throwing that ball. The release point's behind his back when he lets go of it.
Right down the middle. What's that like for a right-handed hitter?
You really got to focus, Fizz, on keeping your front side in, that shoulder and your hip turned. You almost purposely turn your hip in just to tell yourself, hey, I got to keep from flying open. That's a good approach there. If you think right field, you don't try to pull him.
Well, we'd like to say hello to today's starting pitcher, Danny Duffy. Danny, thanks very much for joining us. And Rex and I were talking when we opened the show. We say Danny is no longer a young left-hander. He's now a veteran of this staff, and just wanted to ask you about that role, that responsibility that you have with the ball club now.
Yeah, it's every day you walk in, these dudes seem younger and younger. I've had a good time with some of the young guys, and you know, there's still you know, we got our fair share of dudes that have been here for a while, but I've been enjoying my time.
Duff, hey man,
what up,
it's
Ed?
great to see you out there competing, but especially when I got to see your dad today here at the ballpark. So now is Deanna with him?
No, she's not. She's back home.
Okay, but look, to see Mr. Duffy in the stands brings back a lot of great memories of your early years in Oakland when he would show up and we'd show him in the stands. But really, Danny, you're a veteran. I was telling Fizz, you know, after 3 or 4 years in the big leagues, you become a veteran pitcher. Now, what are you working on in spring training in these outings?
Oh man, just kind of fine-tuning everything. I mean, I know results. I guess I didn't meet my quota in home run feet today. I had to leave a changeup at the eyes to Contreras right there.
We thought that was a changeup.
Yeah. You know, he took care of that ball pretty well. So, you know, I'm just trying to make sure that I get my fastball where I want it to be. The only at bats that I didn't feel like, you know, I was doing what I wanted with it was to Schwarber. It was just running on me. I was trying to get down through it too much, and I just overdid it. You know, I'm just fine-tuning stuff, and I could feel it happening. And there's something to be said about, you know, being able to come in and just work on stuff, because everybody has to at some point get everything ready. You don't just get out of bed when you're about to come out to Phoenix and just be game ready right away. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Arteaga pops up to the catcher. And Danny, it seems like health is always the key. I mean, after your fantastic 2016 season, you struck out 188 batters. Then last year, twice on the disabled list. Once because of that wild play at first base where you injured your right oblique. What did you do in the offseason to make sure you stay away from injuries? It's almost like prehab for you.
Yeah, you know, I'm getting tired of hearing that quote, "win healthy." So I just we got that shrapnel out of my elbow, and that was nice. And you know, I just feel like doing that alone is going to help me out a lot.
Duff, what do you think about your other fellow starters this year? You know, we knew when the season ended last year that we were going to have 5 good starters, but you never know, you know, 6 months off season, who's going to come back, who might get traded. But everybody's stayed intact. It looks pretty impressive, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. As far as our arms go, we got some pretty solid dudes. I've been saying for a while, I think Junie's going to be an all-star, if not this year, then years to come. He carries himself really well, and he's got nasty stuff. He stays within himself out there. He's not afraid to attack. It's been fun to watch. So I've enjoyed watching him grow as a dude and as a pitcher. And you know, obviously the other arms speak for themselves. These guys have track records that are really good.
Yeah, you know, Nate Karn's bouncing back from his injury. He looks pretty good so far.
Yeah, he sure does. It's amazing. He reminds us every day. He survived Thoracic Park. So
that sounds great.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that
we
one.
need to turn that into a T-shirt, dude.
Exactly.
But he's riding high right now too, man. His Red Raiders just won yesterday. And so he just oozes positivity, man. I love being around that guy. He's one of my favorite teammates.
Fantastic. Hey, Duff, tell us about working with a new pitching coach in Cal Eldred.
Yeah, Cal's been amazing, man. You know, he's really kind of just came in and right off the jump just been in control of everything, and that takes absolutely nothing away from Dave Island. What Dave Island did with us was incredible, and you know, I'm really happy for him and his new gig. But as far as we're concerned, we're really happy with Cal, and you know, it's full speed ahead with him.
And I know you work very well with Drew Butera, and you talk about almost an assistant pitching coach. And I would have to put Salvador Perez in that role because he has been your catcher since you were 18 years old in the minors. He's almost like a brother to you.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's almost as, you know, that's not even what we use. That guy might as well be blood. So we've grown together. We've learned a lot about each other, and he knows how I tick, and you know, vice versa. So Drew's been good too. I mean, Drew had that #1 quote after Contreras hit that ball to the moon back there. He was like, dude, that ball went a long way. Let's get this guy. You know?
Hey, Duff, what's it going to be like towing the slab at the K opening day?
I can't wait. I can't wait to get out there.
This will be your second time.
Yeah, Arizona's every year, you know, I feel like I get to this point and I'm just about ready to get out of here. And, you know, the beauty of it is now is I don't hurt at all. I don't feel any pain. You know, no fatigue, nothing like that. So everything's good, man. And getting out to Kansas City is obviously the finish line is within reach. So we're looking forward to it.
And Danny, one thing that I know is very important to you and important to us as an organization, but you're a man of service. And last year with 130 strikeouts, you totaled $65,000 in donations to Noah's Bandage Project. Could you talk about that project? And you're going to bump up your total this year, right?
Yeah, we're going to go at it again. Noah's Bandage Project was founded by Noah Wilson. He was a kid who was battling Ewing sarcoma, and you know, he won the battle. God ended up taking him a couple years back right after I met him. Eric Hosmer introduced me to his wonderful family, and we have pledged $1,000 this year for every strikeout that I have is going to go to Noah's Bandage Project to fund pediatric cancer research. You know, only 4% of cancer research goes to pediatric, and obviously cancer is just awful in every aspect of the word. But these kids deserve more. So we're trying to be the change that we want to see. And anybody who wants to pledge with us, noahsbandageproject.com is right up there. And I appreciate you asking, Fizz. It's a beautiful thing. We meet some wonderful kids, and you know, we're in the fight with them no matter what.
Duff, you're a beautiful thing. Way to step out and give back to the community. It's been good to you. Baseball's been great. Man, I'm just looking forward to some good health for you and a great season.
Thanks, Hud. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. It's good talking to you guys.
Well, Danny, thank you very much, and thanks, and continue to be a blessing to others out there in need. And your Noah's Bandage Project is A+. Thank you, sir.
Believe it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, man.
That's Danny Duffy, Royals left-hander, who will be our opening day starter on March 29th at 3:15 at Kauffman Stadium. And like you talked about, Hud, of course, every Royals fan would love to see Danny win 20 games, win the Cy Young like you talked about. But if a guy knows that I can be healthy and make my 33 to 35 starts, well, you'll take your chances.
Better believe it.
Whistled foul. Man, it scattered a couple of doves down there that were hanging on the rail.
Everybody's good.
Yep.
But that was fresh. Nice interview. Great to hear from Duff.
Well, his mom and dad raised him right, and the Royals certainly are an organization that cares deeply about our community. And there's a shot to left field for a base hit. And John Jay will stop at second. The ball was dropped momentarily by the left fielder, but they'll stay put. So we'll walk to Jay. Now knocked by Cuthbert, who was 3 for 4 on the day with a pair of singles and a double.
Yep, staying on top of it like that, just staying with an off-speed pitch. This is Wilson, a young left-hander who was with the Tigers for his previous team. And he's got a good fastball, slider, changeup combination. He's a good pitcher. Cubs like him. They got him towards the end of the year. But
that will be an interesting story in Cubs camp, their bullpen. They were fourth in the National League last year with a 3.95 ERA, but they allowed 140 more runs in 17 than 16, and they lost their closer, Wade Davis, also starting pitchers Jake Arrieta and John Lackey, and another reliever in Hector Rondon.
Yep, they got some openings there, too.
We're talking about Brandon Morrow being their closer. Doesn't have a great deal of experience in that role, although he does have marvelous stuff. We saw him in the World Series with the Dodgers facing the Astros last year.
That's right. Royals aren't the only team looking for some bullpen pieces. Oh!
Mike Moustakas to right field and deep, and that ball is gone, and the Royals are back in front.
Moose jumping a left-hander. That was nice.
Hud, is this another example where he just trusted his hands?
That's right. He stayed back, but it looked like it was a little bit of a breaking ball. Let's see if we can tell. But yeah, that was a breaking ball. He stuck it. Nice. Off-speed pitch. Moose stayed in there. He waited, kept his hands back, and moving those hips through. Very nice. Like I said, the season could start tomorrow and Moose would be on top of his game.
Well, he's only played in 3 games and he's hit 2 home runs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But his other swings that he's had, he's hit some nice line drives, Fizz. Man.
Do you know that's 20 home runs in the last 7 games for Kansas City? Holy, we're not used to saying that. We've always been a speed club. Move the runners.
Oh, well. Watch out.
Schwindel's had some good swings today.
Yeah.
Home run to center, first time up. The Royals have gone from 1 down to 2 up here in the 6th with 1 swing by Mike Moustakas. One of the home runs yesterday in Game 2 was by a 19-year-old prospect. First-round pick from 2017. Nick Prado went deep.
Yeah, Fizz, my last couple of days before the game started, I had a chance to go scout the minor leagues and watch those guys play, and he was one of the kids that was impressive.
Schwindel to center field and deep. And over the head of the center fielder. So Frank keeps it up. He stays hot.
Can you believe his spring? I mean, Fizz, the ball looks like a beach ball to him. There's not a ball he can't hit. Again, that's another fastball. Like how he finishes his swing high. He's starting low. He's finishing. Got a nice little uppercut. That's a natural home run swing is what he got. But talking about Prado, watching him on the backfield, going down there, as we're going to see a new pitcher. All right, we'll go to break. Why not?
Thanks for letting us know what to do, Hud.
Thank you.
Producer Hud. Day, he has been red hot this week. 2 doubles today, a home run, and now we'll see David Berg, a sidewinder from the right side. Not a good year last year at Class A ball at Myrtle Beach.
Yep, little humble pie awaited him. But really, Fizz, humble pie awaits all in this game. But not for Swindell. How about him? Everything he hits is a bomb. Either it goes over the fence or off the wall. At least what I've seen.
Alex Gordon fouls it off. It's a 1-1 count. Royals have depth at that position. Hunter Dozier could be the first baseman at AAA. Frank Swindell might be the DH/first baseman. And then you have Ryan O'Hearn, who's been on fire this week with 4 home runs last 6 at bats.
But something tells me that young 19-year-old Nick Prado has a big league future.
Yeah,
for sure. He's got size, he's got hands, and he's got a stroke. Believe it, Fizz. He looks
Patience,
good. He
young Jedi warrior.
Hey, I'm just telling you what I saw in the backfield.
Gordon pulls it to the right side. First baseman Navarro will take it. But Mike Moustakas goes deep for the second time in as many days, launching it to right.
It's a boost bomb.
With the Sunday Value Pack, enjoy 12 Sunday games, including Family Fun Day Sunday activities for just $180 per seat. Visit Royals.com/Sunday Pack for details. Alfredo Escalero will be the new center fielder for Kansas City. Another fine outfield prospect. Brian Flynn stays in the game, got the last 2 outs in that last inning, and gets a first pitch grounder to Goins, who throws out Peter Borges.
I really like Goins. What a good pickup.
Beg your pardon, Efren Navarro. Now it's Peter Borges. Borges is out. Oscar Amaya now up against Flynn with a 1-1 count.
Oh, Gloskar.
First time I've heard that name.
Yep.
Gloskar.
Huh.
Might have been his mom's maiden name. You know, the Gloskar family from Venezuela.
Oh, yeah.
Just down the street from the Escobars.
That's right.
In there, strike 3 called. So Gloskar is out number 2.
Look at Big Brian dropping that breaking ball in there. Nice. Let's see the depth on it. Let's check it out. Let's see if it's a slider or a curve. That looks like more like a slider. Curves usually have a little bit more depth, a little bit more break to it. Great location.
Big, strong lefty out of Wichita State.
92. I finally picked up the miles per hour here in this new ballpark.
And where did you find it?
It's on a, look like a signage board right above the grassy knoll. You see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the berms are just filled with fans right now, and
it's beautiful. Great to see all the fans out here.
To right field,
Tester.
Soler fighting that sun, but makes the catch, and Brian Flynn has been very sharp in his 2 innings of work. But sunny day here in Mesa, Arizona. The Royals with an 8-6 lead. As we head to inning number 7, we'll see a new pitcher in Mike Montgomery, who is bidding for a starting spot in the rotation. 3.38 ERA. He's a guy who started his career in the Royals organization, then traded to Tampa Bay, then Seattle, now with the Chicago Cubs. But he's trying to break into a rotation that right now has John Lester and Kyle Hendricks and Jose Quintana, Tyler Chatwood, Yu Darvish. So Montgomery may open the year in the pen.
He's got a great left hand. Are you kidding me? Left arm, too.
Out of Hart High School in Newhall, California, close to where Mike Moustakas grew up. And that ball struck very well by Soler. And he has hit it off the wall. So Jorge on yet again. The 4th time he's been on today. Now with a single, double, and a home run. That wasn't a bad pitch either.
He is torching his former team. Watch his finish after his swing. Ball Nice. Look at that. He thought he got it all, but then he quickly put it in gear. As he didn't quite barrel it, he hit it off the end of the bat, but now he's saying, I got to become a runner here, and he got to second base with no problem. He thought about going to third.
Good game for Jorge Soler. This week has been fantastic.
Yes, and you know what, Fizz? It's really a great day for us to be on televising this game back home, so the fans can see Soler, what he can do, and what he's going to bring this year. Most of the guys are all having a good day, a good game, but really for Soler, they didn't really see much of him last season.
Well, hopefully they'll have a lot to smile about if the Royals can close this one out. We had something to smile about yesterday when KU advanced to the Sweet 16 with a brilliant victory in the NCAA tournament, and as soon as this game is over, hustling back to watch the Wildcats try and advance. K-State taking on UMBC in the tournament. Goins today with a walk and a sac fly. Last time up, grounded out to short. Montgomery trying to keep him from pulling the ball on the right side and getting Soler to third. Every pitch has been away.
Well, Montgomery's breaking that curve on him, and it's really tough. Goins trying to pull it. See if he can just go with it. Find a hole somewhere.
Well, he does pull it on the ground to the right side, and Soler takes third. Nice quality at bat for Ryan Goins.
That's exactly what he wanted to do.
Well, you set it up properly. You said probably going to go with the curve. He did, and Ryan didn't do too much with it. I love that style of baseball.
They're going to need to do that too at times. Small ball making contact like that. We talked with Dale Swaim, you know, in the ball game that we had in Surprise, and he talked about the, you know, and Dale is, even though he's the bench coach now, still helps out Terry Bradshaw, and talked about the value of putting the ball in play, just making contact. Don't worry about hitting homers. Look at the little things. The little things have turned into good things. Big things.
So Drew down 0-2. Infield all in with 2 strikes. The first baseman backed up. I mean, that first baseman was way in, like 12 feet on the grass, and I'm just wondering, Joe Madden the other day had his catcher bunt to first base to score a run from third, and I was thinking that he might be thinking that Butera would do the same thing for Kansas City. Now with 2 strikes, infield back on the edge of the grass. Joe Madden, very creative manager. 4 season with the Cubs. They won the championship in 16. Won the Central last year. And the last 3 years, Chicago has won 97 games, 103 games, and 92.
You know what? Whenever you know, we do a game with Joe Madden, we just showed him right there. He's done everything on the field you can do, and off the field. He's been a scout. He's been a catching instructor. He's been a minor league coach, a minor league manager.
Bench coach?
Bench coach. He's done it all. And I was fortunate enough to be on the Angels as a player when he made his debut as a coach.
Drew Butera with a very quality at bat. The catch will be made, but Soler will tag and come home. And boy, you've got 2 back-to-back good ABs, HUD, by Goins and Drew Butera.
I'll say quality outs. That's just how you want to line it up. New hitting coach Terry Bradshaw, he's probably applauding that for sure. Saying, okay, first guy hits a double, leadoff double. Next guy, get him over. Next guy, get him in. There's Mr. Bradshaw, along with Dale Swaim, saying that's what we're talking about.
Dale holding tutorials, it seems like, before every batting practice about just that.
Let me tell you what Joe Madden did, too. Back then, early 90s, we didn't have computer in baseball. There wasn't a computer era. So he brought the era in. He had these printouts and readouts, and he would put them on the board. And then he was the first base coach when he got there. Under Marcel Latchman was the manager. And, ooh, good swing.
Argiaga will be thrown out by the second baseman.
We would keep time, the time from contact to first base for the hitters, and we would compete against each other because of that.
We'll be right back. League Player of the Year at Omaha last year. Fantastic today, Hud.
Oh, I'll say. Look at him. Come on. You know what? He's making it look so easy, and it's really not. Ball looks like a beach ball to him. I love the fact he doesn't pull the ball. He goes straight with it. He's going with the pitch. He's a big young man. He's making a big statement. There he is.
It's Frank Schwindel from St. John's University. And Frank, you had a slow start this spring, but all of a sudden the last week you just caught fire. What's happened?
I think just trying to keep it simple. I know first big league camp, tried to do a little too much, trying to impress some people. But after that, after the worst start I probably ever had, I just went back to the basics, see a good pitch, and hit it.
Frank, you are tearing the cover off the ball. That's exactly what you want to do. In big league camp, the camp is scouted by every other team. 29 other teams are here. Now, you want to play well for the Royals, but you want to play well for Frank. Tell me what the secret is for you, bud, and what has it been?
I don't know if it's a secret. It's just, like I said, just trying to see the ball a little better. We're working pretty hard in the cage with Buck and Terry. Just my head was coming out a little too soon, trying to yank a little too much. So just trying to stay the other way in BP, just to stay on the ball and see it a little better.
When you want to let the ball travel, tell the people what that means.
Just let it get a little deeper in the zone, just so you can see it a little better. Then you can pick a ball.
The catcher's glove.
Absolutely, yeah. Because I'm an aggressive hitter, so if I see fastball, I'm usually looking to yank it. But that's what gets me in trouble sometimes. So.
Okay, why is that a natural tendency for hitters to try to pull it, yank it, like you say?
Because the fastballs, they look so good coming out of the hand, and they usually go the farthest. So you want to obviously do some damage with those. And then with the off speed being so good nowadays, you don't want to let those go. So it's like a give and take. You need to just try and keep it simple at times.
Frank, now I call it a piece of cheese. Does the new generation, the 21st century ball player, call that fastball cheese?
I'd say up in the 100 regions, because that's becoming a little too common right now.
That's cheddar cheese right there now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hey, but if you're hungry and you're a hungry rat, you don't miss a piece of cheese, do you?
Yeah, no. You gotta That's pretty funny.
No, Frank. Hey, buddy, we're happy to have you, and we're really proud of your spring that you're having. And any plans for the future?
No, just do whatever I can to get to the big leagues, and just keep it going.
Yeah, Frank, I wanted to ask you, an 18th round pick out of St. John's, you have gotten better every single year with your minor leagues. What have you done each year to try and make yourself a better player?
Just to keep listening to the coaches and then learning from them, learning from big league players, trying to watch a little more video. But really what's helped me is trying to think more with the pitcher, and obviously they're not going to lay fastballs in there, especially being the 4 or 5 hitter, So just especially situational hitting and stuff like that, just knowing they're not going to give me a fastball, trying to think with them a little more, be a little more smarter of a player. So I think that's helped out.
And with Terry Bradshaw moving around to minor league camps in the past, and now our hitting instructor, apparently you've got a good relationship with him.
Yeah, I've known Terry every single year, and he knows my swing, he knows my approach, so he's the one that worked with me in the cage. Just said stay on it a little more, so just simple stuff like that to keep me back on track.
Hey, Frank, isn't it nice to call home when they see your name in the box score, or even like today, a televised game? Is your phone been blowing up?
I don't know. Yeah, I got a couple texts after the 2-homer game the other day, but yeah, I thought I ran out of friends after that cold start, so I haven't heard from them in a while. And then I start hitting and good things happen, and everybody's happy for me, and just keep it going.
And there's a roller up the middle for a base hit, so the Cubs will have runners on first and third. We're talking with Frank Schwindel, who has had a monster week for Kansas City with now 5 home runs in Cactus League play.
Frank, who have you been in awe of in the Royals camp?
Soler, his power is just unbelievable. He hits some balls in BP that are crazy, and also my buddy O'Hearn, he's in the same spot as me right now, where everything looks good, and he's hitting the ball out of the park too. So I mean, it's real fun being in the lineup with these guys, being able to play, be a big leaguer today. It's a lot of fun.
Frank, you're right. You're our big leaguer today, and you will be in the future if you continue to pull for your teammates and be a good teammate. Even the guys that play your position in competition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you love on those guys, and you have a great, fun summer when you win some baseball games.
Oh, yeah.
But we're proud of you.
I appreciate that.
And Frank, just who were the coaches that you had growing up? Mom, dad, or your coaches at St. John's? Because watching your stroke, it looks like a short, compact, quick stroke, but plenty of power.
Yeah, I mean, my dad's been he's been on me the whole way. He doesn't let me take too many off days in the off season. He's always on me, and balls hit well.
And it will leave the yard, so a 3-run home run off Bert Smith will tie this game.
Hold on, lost you for a sec. It's loud over here.
Well, Frank, thank you very, very much. Continued success this spring training, and have a great year and stay healthy.
All right, I appreciate it.
Thanks, Frank.
Thank you, guys.
Frank Schwindel, Royals first baseman today, with an excellent game.
Okay, Bert Smith. Just too much in the middle of the plate there. These young minor leaguers are coming in hacking, believe me, because if you don't hack, they'll make you pack. That's right. They're all looking to do something. He got him a fastball he could handle. Look at him. Young number 85.
Trent Jambroni with his first home run of the spring.
That was Trent.
So Bert Smith was able to get the first 2 outs, but then single home run, and we are tied at 9.
Well, that's not what Birch had in mind.
John Rademacher is now the batter.
Birch with a lively fastball. He's a mid-90s to a little bit higher than that at times. Got a nice little breaking ball. I have to try to command that fastball a little bit better, though, especially if he's going to be used as a reliever late in games.
And he is one of the 2 Rule 5 guys that the Royals were able to grab in December. Brad Keller coming from Arizona, and Bert Smith, who missed almost 3 years after Tommy John surgery, but was healthy last summer and shined. The Royals inking him, but as you know, Hud, got to be able to locate that fastball.
Yes, for sure. And he'll, he's going to take his lumps, but you know what though? If he can just keep his head up and keep watching some video and listen to Cal Eldred, and he'll make it. A nice breaking ball there, but not before they tied it up.
We'll be right back. Is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Tied at 9. Royals and Cubs, a lot of offense for Kansas City lately. They've now scored 62 runs their last 7 games. That's averaging 9 runs a game.
That's what we're talking about.
So to lead things off for Kansas City, it will be Alfredo Escalera. Escalera gets into one, lining it sharply to center field.
Boy, that's a nice swing there. Short, compact. Looking for the fastball, got it. Watch this, very short. See, just picks up his foot, sets it down, great head position. Oh, I felt good.
Now let's see what Cody Ashley can do with a lefty-lefty matchup, as Montgomery will face a lefty and Cody, and then the lefty and Mike Moustakas. Ashley pulls it to the right side, and that will find right field. Escalera puts the brakes on at second base, so 2 on with nobody out.
I'd like to see Escalera get to third on that, but you know what? He had to hold up to let that ball get by him, so that's kind of why he stayed there. But still, with Moose coming up here and O'Hearn, man, watch out.
Well, Moose took a left-hander deep, and Justin Wilson last time up, who hung a breaking ball, and Mike just stayed back and his hands do the talking and got the sweet part of that bat on the baseball, and it jumped to right field. 3-run home run. Strike 1. The new catcher is Ian Rice.
Let's check out Moose yesterday. All right, that was him yesterday off Big Bartolo. Today, Hey, look, it's a left-hander this time. And the lefty knew right away. Moose hit a moose bomb way out there in the souvenir land with 1,000 fans on the berm. It's really nice to see Moose. He's seeing the ball in short and happy to be back in that royal blue uniform.
Montgomery, good pitch there, and Mike now down in the count 0-2. Right center field. And Escalera is tagging and going, and he will make it safely to third base. But the right fielder and center fielder collided. Fernando Kelly limping back to center field.
He's all right. Moose didn't quite get it all, but he got enough to advance the runner. So look at the right fielder coming way over to the territory of the center fielder there. There's a little bit out of whack there. And there's a young man anxious to get in. You know, the right fielder there, he's anxious to make the play. And probably those young guys haven't played together before, so a little mix-up. See if the Royals can take advantage of it with O'Hearn stepping in.
And O'Hearn goes to the opposite field, and that ball will drop. The Royals will go back in front 10-9, make it 11-9, as Ashe right behind him.
That's fantastic. I mean, you heard Frank Swindell talk about how a guy wants to pull the ball. Montgomery up there, he's a left-hander facing the left-handed O'Hearn. You know, he just decided, I'm going to take him to the left field. Watch this. Oh, that's in the middle end. Some guys are looking to pull and juice the ball, especially with the home runs O'Hearn's been hitting. That's really quality.
Royals 2 young first basemen, actually 3 young first basemen if you include Prado's home run yesterday. I mean, O'Hearn had 4 home runs in his last 6 at bats, so that gives him 5 extra base hits in his last 7 ABs. And here's Billy Burns.
Now Lucas Duda, he's the scheduled first baseman, but man, he's got some guys coming. I'll tell you that. It's really nice to see these guys swinging a bat. They're in mid-season form. That's what you do when you're a guy like them. You know, you got everything to gain, nothing to lose. You come to camp in mid-season shape, so you can do what they're doing. Show off. Heck, it's such a short career, man. You got to make impressions when you can, and big league camp is the place to show off because they're watching. And that's why they call it the show, Fizz. Everybody watches the show.
Billy Burns knocks it to third. He is out. Having to hold at second base is Ryan O'Hearn. So 2 down here in the 8th inning. Anderson Miller steps to the plate. Young prospect. I've been watching a little bit down in minor league camp. Fine outfielder. Ball 1. And Miller has a glance off the glove of the first baseman. Everybody's going to be safe. They're charging an error to the first baseman, Taylor Davis.
It's all right. Davis tried to stab at it. It was an in-between hop. He came and got it. That's what you want to do, try to come and get it. But he didn't come and get it soon enough. thought he had it in his glove. He did. Look at the numbers, Fizz. That's what we're talking about. 2, 1, 1, 3, 1, 2. How about 11 runs all in total?
11 runs, 14 hits, 9 runs, 10 hits for Chicago. Eric Mejia, who's had a very good camp last year with AA Tulsa, the Dodgers organization, hit .289.
You know, he looks like a big leaguer, this young man Mejia. He's got size, strength, but also carries himself with confidence. Body language.
And therefore strike 2. He has 9 hits and 17 times up. 3 doubles, 2 triples.
Nothing wrong with that.
Rolls one to short. And in the dirt, but a good dig by first baseman Taylor Davis. That will do it. The Royals score 2 and reclaim the lead. Proud to team up with Girls Incorporated, inspiring all girls to be strong, smart, and bold. The combination of long-lasting mentoring relationships, safe pro-girl environments, and research-based programming equip girls to lead healthy lives, break the cycle of poverty, and become leaders in their communities. Visit foxsportsupports.com to learn more. Got a new pitcher in Glenn Sparkman. He's back with the Royals organization. He started with our ball club, 2013 draft pick in the 20th round out of Wharton Junior College, but then selected by the Toronto Blue Jays in the Rule 5 draft in December of 2016. But he was limited last year because of injuries to 12 appearances between 5 different stops in an injury-plagued season.
Got a nice heater, though. Mid-90s. That'll play if you can locate.
Yeah, he finally saw first major league action with the Blue Jays. 1 inning of work, tossing 2/3 of an innings against the Red Sox in his debut, and 1/3 of an inning on July 2nd last year, also against Boston.
Got a nice smooth delivery. Like. So I want to see a breaking ball. Let's see what he can do with that. Got him down 1-2.
Taylor Davis fights it off.
Well, when you got mid-90s, that right there was 94 miles an hour. Stay with it. It's got to have a little snappy slider. There it is.
He swings and misses and gets the strikeout.
Oh, snappy. Perfect. You get the hitter looking for the cheese. When you got a good fastball, you show it. Three pitches in a row, then you drop that on him. He got 2 chances, Fizz. Slim and none.
Now Sparkman will face the opposing pitcher in Mike Montgomery, so obviously they want Montgomery to get another inning of work, and Sparkman goes right after him with a good fastball. Strike one. That one's at 95 miles an hour.
I'm liking him.
Another good fastball at 94, and Montgomery down in the count 0-2. I told you how much the Royals liked him, wanting him back after he was selected by Toronto. Montgomery fighting it off.
Plus, you notice how quickly he works. Working quickly. That's always good.
Count 1-2. Has not gone to any breakers against Montgomery yet. Stays with the heater and strikes him out.
Ooh. Got to stay with that. Watch his leg kick, and his hands are breaking right over his left leg at the perfect time. Now, maybe we can get a little side angle of him.
So are you directing now? You were producing earlier.
No.
Time to go to break.
I will not direct, but I'm liking his delivery. He's smooth. That breaking ball's up. Okay, let's check him out here. Little step back, gets his foot in the toe hole there. Gets a nice. Watch him break his hands. Feet at the same time. Straight downhill. Nice. That was his breaker. Just left him a little bit up. That's the only pitch that hasn't worked for him. And it got hit. Wouldn't you know it?
Now facing Vasquez. And he goes right after him with a fastball. Royals defensively with O'Hearn at first base, Castellano at second base, Mejia at short, and Ashe at third. Outfield Burns at left, Escalera in center, and Miller in right. One and one. Dropped in that breaking ball very nicely at 82 miles an hour. And he winds up striking out the side.
Throw strikes, and you got velocity, you got action.
March 29th, Danny Duffy will be on the hill as the Royals take on the Chicago White Sox. James Shields, former Royal, will throw for the Sox. We've got Friday off, and then a Saturday 6 o'clock game and a Sunday afternoon game before we hit the road for the first time to Detroit and Cleveland. Opening day is, and there still are tickets, good seats available for that opening day.
Oh, we've got to be sold out, folks. Come on, man, get them. Be a part of that day. It's gonna be special at the K.
Drew Butera will lead things off for the Royals. He's played every single inning. Mike Montgomery in for his third inning of work. Ball one. But it will be interesting. The Royals bouncing back from an 80-82 campaign. Ground ball glances off the third baseman's glove and goes into foul territory and racing to second base, but out by plenty is Drew Butera. He will likely get a hit.
Oh yeah, that's a knock. But you know what? I like Drew. Here's spring training. Check him out. He wants to get two on it. I like it. Glances off the third baseman's glove. That's an in-betweener. You know, that's one of those olays, and you hope it lands in your glove. If it doesn't, shortstop was hustling over there. He was able to pick it up. So they'll credit him with a single. Good pick by the second baseman.
Now Castellano.
Fizz, now 3 o'clock start on the opening day. What are you going to excuse the kids from school?
Well,
toward the end, I mean, maybe they can just take off at lunchtime.
Now, my kids are all grown, so they're out of school. So it'll be the grandkids, and they're up in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Well,
but I will say this: yes,
what are you going to do?
You never let school get in the way of your baseball education.
An opening day. It's a holiday. It's a special day.
You know, I was thinking more along the lines of 3:15 start. If Danny Duffy's changeup is on, look out.
Oh, it'll be tough seeing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, shadows for the White Sox.
And Danny's had a lot of success against the White Sox in the past. Some of the best games we've ever seen him pitch were either at their ballpark in Chicago on the South Side or in Kansas City at the K. Count 2-2, Montgomery to Castellano. And the Royals also have Escalera on deck. Pulled to third and bobbled again by Jamboroni.
He's got the yips. And so right now, and when he threw that ball back, he's saying, and I know from experience, don't hit it to me. Don't hit it to me again. Case in good film, but they let the ball play him. See how I let the ball play him? He wasn't going into it, didn't have a smooth rhythm there.
We're in the top of the ninth inning. Royals by 2, 11-9. The big hit to give them the lead was by Ryan O'Hearn, who broke the 9-9 score. And there is a fly ball to center field, which will be caught. And back to first base is Castellano.
Nice swing there by Escalera. Getting some love for that. Right on it. That's all you can do. Hit it hard.
Now Ashe.
There's a new stat out there. I don't have it on the top of my small brain right now, Fizz, that will grade hard outs, which is good. It measures hard outs. How many hard outs do you have? So if you're in a period where when you're a 1 for 20 or something, you could say, well, look, you know what? Check out this number here. This tells me how many hard outs I've had. I've hit the ball hard, but so I'm not as bad as it looks.
Yeah, I have a story about that. It came from Jim Bouton's book, Ball 4, from years ago. Tommy Davis had a rough season as far as batting average and went to the Houston Astros and showed him all of the hard outs. And apparently they must have known his personality because they handed him a sheet of paper that had all of his bloop hits. And so he agreed to their contract offer.
Well, where's Goldberg when you need it? Goldie would have that for me. He would have that. He'd pull it up and said, yeah, Hud, this is what they call it. It's one of those new sabermetrics.
Montgomery brings it. Ashe takes it outside. The count moves to 3-1. Brandon Maurer getting ready for the bottom of the 9th inning. You and I had a chance to watch him work with Cal Eldred the other day, and Cal made a couple of tiny little changes. Here's Ashe with a long drive but foul. And Parker Morin was catching. And just after a couple of small changes that Cal made to Brandon's delivery, Parker Morin did not move his glove. You'd love to see that with Maurer's stuff. He can command it. It's a great addition to the Royals bullpen. A walk to Ashe with 2 out. And Adalberto Mondesi will bat for the first time, hitting in Mike Moustakas' spot. Moose went 1 for 5 with a 3-run home run.
Take that day. Take that at night, too. Anytime.
Royals with 11 runs on 15 hits. The Cubs with 9 on 11. Mondesi chasing one in the dirt. Now he is down 0-2. Two on, 2 out. And Mondesi swings and misses at a ball in the dirt. And that will do it for the Royals in the 9th inning. Maurer for the bottom of the 9th. With you in Mesa, Arizona. The Royals with a 2-run lead. Brandon Maurer comes out to work. He pitched in 68 games in the major leagues last year. Split the campaign with San Diego and Kansas City. A very high earned run average. So he has spent extra time working with new pitching coach Cal Eldred. But boy, he has a terrific arm. You can tell the strikeouts. 2 innings pitched.
Right.
1 per inning.
Simplifying his delivery has been the key so far this spring for him. A lot of moving parts. It's 6'6", 230. Told me he lost a little bit of weight in the offseason, trimmed up a little bit. Fastball, slider, changeup. Mid to upper 90s.
And that is knocked out of play. Mauer's making his 5th appearance of the spring today. He last pitched on Tuesday in surprise versus Oakland and allowed a run on 2 hits and a walk in an inning and a third. He'd like to go just 1, 2, 3. Bounces that breaking ball in the dirt. This is his first camp with Kansas City after being acquired from the Padres in that 6-player trade back on July 24th. Fouled off.
How about Drew working the whole game today for Ned Yost?
Quality backup, and this is a good idea, and I say that because HUD, let's say the Royals starting catcher Salvador Perez in a tie game gets a base hit, ball knocked out of play, and the Royals pinch run for him. Well, Drew Butera is going to come out and catch for the relievers, guys like Brandon Mauer.
Yep.
So he wants to have that experience working with every single reliever. Good breaking ball, struck him out.
That's what you do. Get that hitter looking for the heater. Drop the slider off, a little snappy. It's out. Good pitch, great location there. He has closer stuff.
And he was the closer at one time for San Diego. And 20 saves last year for the Padres. Played his high school baseball at Orange Lutheran with Garrett Cole. Now with Houston.
You know, Fizz, the Down syndrome interest group has a buddy walk, and when we were in Southern California at Angel Stadium, we would have it in the wintertime in November. And Mauer, he would participate in it with us.
Great.
Yeah, when he went to Olu, the high school there, the high school team volunteered their time, and they helped all the special needs kids out. And he told me, he goes, "Hey, I went to the buddy walk a few times with you." So Mauer, he's one of those that like to give back. Even back in his high school days.
Well, that was a good pitch, and I don't know how the batter was able to hold up. But everything that Cal wanted him to do was keep that ball down. Another check swing on one that's low and a full count.
Got a 2-run lead here. He can challenge him. Don't put him on.
Jeffrey Baez.
That's what Ned wants to see him throw strikes. That's it.
You could see that Drew Butera kind of pounded his glove on the dirt inside as if to deceive the hitter that they were setting up inside. And then he went to that low outside corner. Baez is able to knock it foul. Wouldn't bite on the breaking ball and a 1-out walk. So now the tying run will come to the plate. Fernando Kelly, center fielder. Strike one.
Better located there.
to play is the Royal center fielder Escalera, so the inning will continue on a blue base hit to center field.
That's a nice try, though, by Escalera. He made a perfect break on it. On contact, he broke. So he was right on it. Just couldn't get his glove down.
So now Maurer must face the kid, Trent Jambroni, who hit a big 3-run home run back in inning number 7.
Okay, let's check out his homer. Let's see it again. Right him out of room, dead center field.
Got it on his hands and a pop-up. Infield fly rule. And 2 out. So 1 more out to go, and Rademacher is the batter. John struck out his first time up. Royals with 3 more home runs today, one by Frank Schwindel, another by Jorge Soler, another by Mike Moustakas. Fouled off, strike 1. '64 runs their last 7 games. Included in that span 20 home runs for Ned Yost's hot offense. Pitch there. Count 0-2.
Big opportunity here for Maurer. Even though you're not facing big league hitters here, you still want them to close it down. Mid-90s.
Two on, 2 out. Royals by 2. Check swing, did not go. He's thrown 2 very good breaking balls.
Good spot. Can't believe he didn't swing. Good spot.
Left side, shortstop, long throw. Safe.
They got problems.
They have 2 guys on the bases.
Okay, you got to get it out. Get it out. Run him all the way back.
Just worry about that when the game is over.
All right. All right. Take
Well,
it.
it got a little wacky there at the end.
That's beautiful. Another Royals spring training win. Just like that. No problem. Look at Drew. They're laughing.
I was thinking, why are they concerned about the guy third going home? All you have to do is get the guy would be the.
It was
and they finally got him.
It was discombobulated.
But you had all the minor leaguers out there.
Yeah, what a day, Fizz. Good power by the Royals. Good hitting. Heck, they'll take it.
They score 64 runs their last 7 games. They stay hot with an 11-9 win over the Chicago Cubs in Mesa, Arizona. For my partner, Rex Hudler, director Steve Kurtenbach, producer Kevin Cedergren, I'm Steve Physiak saying so long. We'll see you again on Tuesday night. Royals baseball, Fox Sports Kansas City.